Attorney General has that option to enter into a plea deal. But then if you monitor the public reaction when this plea bargain was resorted to, you can understand why some, did not think that that was the best way of serving justice or reaching the expectations of people, especially because those who are of the view that if there has been any action that has caused financial loss to the state or any action that is an act of corruption, there shouldn't be a talk of any deal whatsoever.
Yes, so when you monitor the conversation, it largely stems from the government's own flagship program, Oral, which was basically one of the key vehicles they wanted to use to recover all that they said is loot. And in the estimation of many, they thought that once some of the cases had been put before the court, trial or prosecution should be expedited so that by now, some people would have been put into jail if they needed to be put into jail. Some also complain about how the process is dragging. They don't see it move at that speed that they anticipated that it will move. However, there are some who do not appreciate what is happening within the legal space now. And that's because the courts are on legal vacation. Or in the legal fraternity, they're on legal vacation. So you do not really have a lot happening around that time. So you would hear the Attorney General, for instance, mention in the last address, giving timelines as to when next people will put before court. So you have the case of the National Service Authority suspects who still have not been put before court because there's a legal vacation. You have other cases which are running, but they are not running as effectively as they would if the courts were running on a normal day or if the legal year is in session. The legal year will resume in October, and other things being equal, you will be back in court and all these people will have their day. I mean, the Deputy Attorney General had reason to give updates as to the status of each of the cases that are before the court, including the SkyTrain, the National Signals Bureau Authority, and the extent to which they've reached and when they are expected to resume trial when the legal vacation is over.
Absolutely.
So on that score, those who hear the plea deal or they hear deals, they begin to think that even already in their minds, there's suspicion that the process has stalled.
Yeah.
Not taking into consideration what's happening within the legal year. Then again, they are hearing about deals from no less a person than the General Secretary of the party, who also appeared to be worried that some members of the party are beginning to bring pressure to bear to be on the side of the persons who are prosecuted.
Absolutely.
So when you look at it within that light, you can understand the sentiments that have been expressed. But like I mentioned earlier, it has to be put into context so that, one, they appreciate the kind of deals that are being cut, so that those who understand the processes do not misconstrue those deals to be the same deals that the Attorney General talks about, where he mentions MPA, when he mentions plea bargaining and all those things.
It's an important derivation that you make there. But let's hear him as well talk about a client, one of the persons who has been identified as the corroborators of this national service scheme that led to the scandal. The lawyer of this said person, together with his client, then sought audience with the Attorney General. And take a look at this.
In terms of the timing of prosecution, there have been a number of developments that came in very late. So as late as yesterday in the evening, we met in the office with one of the principal actors who is offering, to provide us with evidence. In other words, the person wants a non-prosecution, agreement. So we've asked that the lawyer she should go, and she and the lawyers should go and then bring the proposal for us to examine and then see what what can be done. Okay, so we are thinking that in the next 2 weeks we will be able to evaluate all of those proposals, including the fact that suspect James was rearrested. We'll have to look into the additional accounts.
This was also that update that he gave on this National Signals Bureau former boss. That's
yes, and Alfred, if you listen to the sequence that the Attorney General put out there, he did indicate that the suspect came with the lawyer
Yes.
to seek audience, based on which they made an offer so that that suspect will be a witness.
Yes, right.
You would notice that the suspect did not go alone. The suspect was represented by a lawyer. So supposing that that lawyer in question was an NDC lawyer, will it be taken to be that an NDC lawyer is bringing pressure to bear, or that is cutting a deal? Will it be the same deal that Fifi Kote is talking about? And that's the more reason why further and better particulars will be needed in respect of understanding what exactly is happening. But of course, if there are deals that are under the table or deals that do not conform to any of the laws we know under plea bargaining, then that in itself will be a problem, for which reason there has to be concern in this particular matter, Alfred.
It's a very, very important one. And then stay with me. Martin Bebo